Hey, all you cool cats. Ready for a little fun? That's what I thought. Pop Talk, Scooby-Doo-Wah-Doo-Wah, Pop Talk. The fun never stops, you know, Pop Talk. If you're a nerd or a jock, run, don't just walk. You're ready to rock, you got Pop Talk.
Now, from Funko Hollywood, it's time for Pop Talk.
Hey everybody, this is your pal Funmaker Mike. Look who we have today, DJ Lance Rock.
Hey, hello friends.
This is a big deal for me because obviously I love you, man, and I love the fact that, I don't know, all the cool stuff you've done and all the happiness you've brought. I'm like a little bit nervous. You can see I'm kind of shaking here, so welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Mike. I mean, I've been a fan of Funko for years and years and years, and ever since we kind of met up at Comic-Con and just have had forged a relationship, you know?
Yes.
It's just been a love fest.
As we ask these questions, you get to build your own pop. Whatever you want. Here are all your pieces. Build whatever you want. It could be you, it could be alter ego you, it could be somebody else, it could just be something for fun.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
I'm gonna start looking, but I can't really multitask, but you know, when you deal with a lot of kids and stuff, you kind of have to, so I can multitask kind of, so.
Well, let's get into it. Here we go. Here come the hard-hitting questions.
Alrighty.
You know, we are Funko, as you mentioned. We're a collectibles company. Do you, DJ Lance Rock, collect anything?
Me? Yes, I collect records. I'm actually an actual DJ as well, and I have, a lot.
Let's just dive into that. So what's your favorite album or record?
That's like picking your favorite kid. Okay, I'll tell you this. My favorite record cover, it was the first record, ironically, that my parents bought for me. And it was Hot Butter Popcorn.
Yep.
You know? And it was just this light blue cover, and it actually had an actual popcorn, container on it. So it was kind of embossed, and you could feel it, and it was very tactile, and that just always made an impression on me. And I like the music, too.
Favorite funk band from the 70s?
Favorite funk band from the 70s? Without question, Parliament Funkadelic. I like a lot of 20th century classical and a bunch of, experimental stuff. My favorite artist is probably David Bowie, but I like all this different stuff. But I can't pick an album, but if I had to pick a song, Lowdown by Boss Skaggs.
Yeah, Boss Skaggs, there's a lot of great stuff he did.
And 3/5 of Toto played on that song, and that's how Toto formed, by backing up Boss Skaggs, and that record, Silk Degrees, birthed Toto in a way.
Wow, you're getting into all this stuff I'm into too, because I've seen Toto live and they're freaking amazing, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, we're on music anyway. What's your what was the first album you bought with your own money?
I don't remember. I know the first record I bought was Rock the Boat by the Hughes Corporation.
Favorite cartoon growing up as a kid?
Wow, I used to watch cartoons all the time, and I really thought about it. My favorite cartoon growing up was Popeye. But we'd get up, we'd watch cartoons, then we would watch American Bandstand, then we'd watch Soul Train.
God, that's so funny. I was actually just talking to a friend about Soul Train this morning.
Really?
Yeah, it's so weird because I remember watching that and being so blown away by the dancing.
The best.
Yeah.
The absolute best.
Okay, here we go. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
Incorporeality. So I would be incorporeal. That means I would be like a spirit. I'd be, I wouldn't have a physical, flesh and blood manifestation. I'd be like a ghost. I would be,
That might be the best answer we've ever had.
Oh.
But you gotta remember, it threw me for a loop because most people want to fly or something like that. I needed the explanation.
Okay, no, listen, I'm happy to explain, but yeah, I'd like to do that.
All right. Who came up with the concept of this iconic costume that you wear for Yo Gabba Gabba?
I did.
You did?
I did, yes, because when we met with the creators, they had a style guide and they had all these ideas, and it was really strongly modeled after Gene Wilder and Willy Wonka.
You're right.
And so they had the top hat and then the coat with tails. I'm like, you can't move in that. I love Willy Wonka, but like, could you imagine that? All I could do was just, drop my cane and roll over if I was gonna be, wearing that. So like, you have to be able to, move a little bit.
How did Yo Gabba Gabba come about, and how did you come about, being part of the show?
Well, it came about because the creators, Scott Schultz and Christian Jacobs, his band is the Aquabats, and Scott was working with him, and they were developing a bunch of stuff, and they came up with this idea, and I think they were trying to work on several shows at once, and they were trying to pitch an Aquabats show, and then they were trying to pitch a kids show, and they're like, wow, we kind of like this kid show idea. In the meantime, Scott was also in a band called Majestic. We ended up doing a little West Coast tour together, because I used to be in a band called the Raymakers, so we did a West Coast tour, and at some point, he's like, I saw you on stage, and I knew I was going to ask you to be the host. And so
man.
He called me months later, and I'm like, well, I don't want to do TV, but these guys seem cool, so I'll see what it is. And if I would have known what I was going to get myself into, I would have definitely still said yes.
Yeah.
So that's all. So it just came together like that, and it's just like, I used to work for this guy at a record store in St. Louis. It was like the best record store in St. Louis called Vintage Vinyl. And he always used to say, boss, that's why restaurants have menus. So he always used to say that. It's like, I always think about that because we don't all have to like the same things. We can all like different things, and there's enough room for everybody. But the impetus for Gabba was like, why does everything sound like Barney? Why is every show kind of this way? Like, if you want to watch it with your kids, you'd probably get tired of watching that over and over. So they just wanted to make something that was more contemporaneous, something that they would enjoy. And I mean, think about it, people who are rappers have kids, people who are punk musicians have kids, skaters, surfers, all these people have kids, so why not make something that it can be a, shared experience? And that's what Gabba set out to do.
That's a great life lesson in general. All right, back onto the hard-hitting questions here. Favorite breakfast cereal growing up as a kid?
Super Sugar Crisp.
Wow, with the bear.
Sugar Bear.
Yeah, Sugar Bear.
And I used to save, they give you the proof of purchase things on the box, and you would have to cut them out and save them. And I cut them all out and sent them in. So this was the 70s. But they sent me this gigantic ecology flag. So it had it was green, and it had that symbol, and it had green and white stripes. And so, I was a tree hugger before it was fashionable, I guess.
Well, I'm from Seattle. Favorite all-time movie and why?
Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. Because, have you seen it?
No.
Oh, please do me a favor. See it before the next time I see you, so we can talk about it. It's almost unexplainable. It's just vivid, wild color, and Russ Meyer was known more for doing kind of like X-rated kind of adult stuff, but he distilled this into kind of like a satire of Hollywood, but it's just the wildest crazy thing, and either you get it or you don't get it, and there's a character in there named Lance Rock, and that's where I took my name.
Wow, now that is interesting. Wow, okay, I'm glad I actually brought that up. That's funny, because like Duran Duran, for instance.
From Barbarella,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Here's one that I know everybody's gonna wanna know a little bit about. Childhood hero influences or inspirations.
I will name two.
Yep.
One is real, one is fictional.
Okay.
Or maybe they're both fictional, or maybe they're both real. Muhammad Ali and Pippi Longstocking.
Care to explain?
I don't think I'd ever seen that kind of confidence from people before, Muhammad Ali is, I am the greatest, and he just inspired people to find that within themselves.
I injured a stone and I hospitalized a brick. I'm so bad I make medicine sick.
And Pippi Longstocking was like the strongest kid in the world, but just did what, I don't care if there's adults around, I'm gonna do what I do, and you can come and do this too. They inspired you, Confidence is inspiring. I guess I'm supposed to be making a...
Oh yeah, maybe that's next. You have anything in the near future on the horizon that you want to share with us?
That I want to share or that I can share? I don't know. Can I share?
I think you should.
Oh, okay. Well, as you see, This beautiful likeness here was made some time ago, and I thought our collaboration went so well that I think we're going to be having a new collaboration soon.
That's perfect. That's all we should say. A new collaboration soon. You know, speaking of you being popped, what has it been like being popped? Have you signed a lot of these things?
I have, and it's fun. And actually over there, I brought all the kids. Can I go get them real quick?
Yeah.
This is my retirement fund here.
Oh yeah, wow, let's bring them all out.
All the kids here, so I'll do it in order like on the show. Muno, Fufa, Broby, Tootie, and Plex. But you know what's funny? I don't have one of myself.
DJ Lance Rock.
There you go, look at that. You know what I do? I have the glow-in-the-dark one, but that is in storage. I don't know, this whole journey has been pretty surreal, but it's just been the best ride ever. You know what I mean? Like, I get to meet all you awesome people and sit down and talk to you. And the great thing about it is what I liked, being able to have a connection with you and Funko and everyone that works for the organization, is that you guys, you have this such a symbiotic relationship with your fan base. They love and respect what you do, and in turn, you love and respect, you know, your customers. And it's very apparent, and I could tell even there at Comic-Con when we first met, and it's just gotten better and better.
Yeah, well, thank you for saying that. I think Funko Family is always first for us. I always said that it's about the feeling more than the product itself. Obviously, it's so nice that you're part of this Funko family and you exemplify the exact feeling that we're trying to portray and exude through our company. So it's been a real pleasure having you here today. How did you do on your pop, by the way?
How about that?
Wow.
It's a little...
I like it. I think it's wonderful. I think you're wonderful, and I really appreciate you coming today. I mean,
Thank
again,
you, Mike.
you bring a lot of happiness, and I'm just so humbled and happy to have you here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait for the collaboration for everybody to see it. It's gonna be
Get ready.
just like Funko. Awesome!